Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I'm doing a little double whammy here today, mainly because I've just been thinking about it. So it is May 10th, and the cards governing the day are the Nine of Diamonds and the Two of Clubs. This is a great day to network, communicate, get things out there. The Nine of Diamonds loves to talk. And this is, a great card for communicating and networking, especially online because we've got this Uranus influence here. And, you know, eh, just if you've been thinking about or this is something you do, this is a great day for your information to be received via the airwaves, whatever kind of airwaves they may be. And this is a card of communication. So that's what's happening, right? It's a great day to also enhance the life of someone less fortunate than you. So if you get that opportunity, even if it's with a smile, take advantage of that. It will come back to you tenfold at least. Okay, I'm switching gears for a minute here because I want to talk about the United States of America. Who, July 4th is the Cancer Jack of Diamonds, Queen of Hearts. And, calculating the age of the United States, which is 248, a tiny baby who's created terrible disruption all over the globe for a long time. Okay, anyway, you look at Russia and China and Africa, it's like, and then this insane toddler comes in and cutting teeth and throwing fits and bombing people. Anyway, I am an American. So here's the Jack of Diamonds, Queen of Hearts. Age 248 is governed by this spread for the United States of America. This is a death card. People have been chanting in other countries for a long time, death to America. Well, this year, it kind of looks like death to America. The way things have been are no longer. And the way things are going is interesting. I don't know what's happening, but it doesn't look good. you know, it's it's an amazing time. Now, let's look at this year. So this is since July of 2024. The Nine of Spades went into the Jack of Diamonds house. Okay? The Jack of Diamonds is right here beside the Nine of Spades. It is a Ten of Spears year, and this is the card of deception. But anyway, we're going to come back here because this is the Mercury card for the year, and then the Venus card. So this is a Mercury card. This is a vertical Mercury card. This is a loss of money. This is the Death card. These are cards of loss or the discovery of loss, which, happened in the, when Elon Musk and his team started looking at money. I always wondered, how can the United States always be trillions of dollars in debt? What is going on? Anyway, we have horizontal cards and we have vertical cards in every one of our cycles. So this card has been sitting in the Jack of Diamonds house for the entire year since last July 4th. And we're coming up on July, so the United States is about to go into its 52-day Neptune cycle. The horizontal Neptune card is the Six of Diamonds. This is about responsibility to values, to money. You know, this is a very big deal here, this card. And somehow, tax day in the United States is the Six of Diamonds. Wonder how that happened. Anyway, this all works. I'm telling you, it's unbelievable. I mean, the day of the election, I looked at the cards because people always ask me, and then if I tell them what I see and they don't like it, they freak out. And it's like, I'm not giving you my opinion. I'm just showing you what I see in the cards. It doesn't matter. People go nuts, which is really a waste of life. But anyway, I didn't look until the day of the election. I was curious, and I saw that Trump was going to win, and it was in the cards for the United States. So, and his cards. So, and Kamala had a whole different ballgame going on, and her cards had just changed because she had just had her birthday. So, this system is so amazingly accurate. So each year we have 7 52-day planetary periods, and it begins with our birthday. We have our own personal year in the cards. The last cycle is the 7th planet from the sun, Neptune. We're not counting the Earth. Neptune, okay? When the United States goes into that 52-day cycle, vertically, this 9 of Spades is going to kick in. These two cards are going to be governing. And, I think some people are going to be brought to the table in a different way than it's been happening. The thing I'm worrying about right now is I have a feeling there could be a major earthquake. And it might even be this month. And I don't usually make predictions publicly. I did predict the 2008 financial crash because the United States had the 9 of Spades in Jupiter to the day. And I didn't know anything about anything that was going on. I didn't pay attention to anything back then. Now I'm observing what's going on a little bit. I can't say I understand it, but I have my opinions about the evil forces. So, and I'm talking about the invisible ones. So, it's like there are planetary influences that are happening, around the 16th, 17th, that area of May, along with a massive coronal ejection, unlike any we've ever seen, is coming around that time. And the United States, I didn't look to see when the United States is going into Neptune, the exact day. But I don't think it matters because of this card's been sitting here the whole time. And it's been showing up in a lot of different ways. And so, I don't know if it's going to be the Cascadian fault. I don't know if it's going to be the big one that's been talked about for 7,000 years in Los Angeles, or if it's going to be, the New Madrid fault line, or maybe the Puente Hills under Los Angeles. That one will take everything out. But, there are a lot of possibilities for this, and there's been a lot of earthquake activity. And I'm hoping that this is not true. But the Earth, there's been a lot of coronal activity from the sun, and it correlates with the bigger earthquakes that have been happening. And this isn't coming from me. This is, coming from an astrophysicist that I listen to. I like him. And, he's also aware of astrology and numerology, and he's an astrophysicist. So to me, that's the perfect combination of, a source of information, because when you bring it all together, it's not looking good for the middle of May, and it may be somewhere else. There was just a 7.4 or 5 earthquake at the tip of South America. And in Mexico, in Jalisco, the state of Jalisco, next to the Colima volcano, the land is collapsing into the earth. It happened, it began on April 14th or 17th, I can't remember, but it coincided with the 8th coronal ejection. The one coming is the 9th. 9 is all about loss and letting go. I mean, this is the most powerful card of spiritual initiation in the deck. And I believe that death is the master teacher of the physical plane, because everybody has to face death. And, it's good to face it before that time comes, I believe. So, I don't usually do this. I don't usually talk about things like this. But I feel like, if you're living in an area that's has the possibility, or someone, and this isn't about being afraid, it's about being aware, which is a big difference. So anyway, what happened next to Colima, because I got distracted, is the whole mountain's just caving into the earth. It's disappearing into the earth. And all this, this is still going on, by the way, and started in mid-April. There's just like boiling hot water coming out of the earth. And there's a pueblo up there. There's, they have orchards, the church cracked, people's house. I mean, it's amazing what's happening. And this is happening a lot right now, and I've believed for decades that the activity that happens on Earth stems from the behavior of the sun. The sun is our king. The sun rules over our solar system. This is our neighborhood, right? I've been into astrology since I was 8 years old. I took an astronomy class when I was 8, and then I started learning about astrology when I was 12. My dad bought me a telescope when I was 8. So it's like, because I knew from childhood that this is the real neighborhood here where we are. And, beyond that, I don't know anything. I have my ideas and my intuition about things, but I keep that to myself because I think we all should do that. But anyway, it's empowering. You need to be ready for anything. Just be aware. I was driving in Mexico. My friend and I, we were driving to this town to go to Costco because where I was living in Mexico, there wasn't Costco and we wanted to go. So we were driving down the highway, and all of a sudden, I just felt all over my body. I said, why do I feel in danger? And all of a sudden, this pickup truck, he had to be going over 100 miles an hour. Out of nowhere, on the side, it's a 2-lane highway. On the side of the highway, there's an old man riding a bicycle on the shoulder. There's a truck coming in the other direction, and this guy is going to go around me. And he literally appeared out of nowhere because he was going so fast. But intuitively, I felt it a second before he appeared. And I automatically slowed down and moved over, and the guy on the bicycle was coming toward me, and he thought, I could just see his face. It's like he thought he was going to die. And somehow nobody got unalived, as they say now. It was like, but it was my intuition. So let's talk about that, because this 9 of Spades governs intuition. It's our letting go of everything we know that we think is reliable, that we think is stable, that we think is real. When we let go of all of that and allow ourselves to just be in the moment, that's the true nature of this card. Does anybody want a parrot? Anyway, this is the true nature of the 9 of Spades. It's about letting go of everything we think is real. That's our opportunity of learning with this card. Things are not what they appear to be. Nothing in the United States, things haven't been what they appear to be for a very long time. But people are, satisfied and satiated and busy consuming, and, the conditioning is thick as mud. I'm an American. I know. It starts in kindergarten. So, it's like we have the opportunity to live in the moment, to live in the essence of our being. Nothing else matters. If your house burns down with everything in it, and I know people that just happen to, What? Hello? If you lose someone you love, suddenly they're gone, it changes your perspective. We don't need to wait until disaster strikes to realize that none of this is real. None of this matters. What matters is how we care about our soul and how we care about the souls of others. Humanity is failing miserably at this, and I believe that this is the purpose of humanity. You know, we don't recognize, people are posting these videos now of, that they capture with their cameras in the house of their animals. Clearly, animals know what's going on, you know. I mean, when the dog moves the camera so he can go eat the food on the table, but while he's doing that, the cat comes over and moves the camera back to film him doing it. What do you think is actually going on? You know, they know. They're smart. They're smarter than us, I think. They're much more intelligent. But, it's like this life is a precious opportunity. And the whole thing could end in a heartbeat. And it will for each and every one of us. Now we wonder, should we post this video or not? We'll find out. I love you guys. I really love you guys. And, this is a day to connect with one another and share what you love and, share your heart, share your soul, share your wisdom, and just be in appreciation that you're here at this moment in time, because when I was 20, in my early 20s, I used to play my guitar and sing about the end of the world because I had a feeling I knew that's why I was here. So you can listen to me or not, I'm a little eccentric, and I know we don't die. And that's why I published my book, Stories Beyond the Body, Stories from the Other Side. We don't die. We don't die, And while we're here with this perception, we have tremendous opportunity to be in love, to be happy. I mean, these words are so, they're like old tires. They don't work for what the, magnificence, to be in the magnificence of being. There you go. I like that. Thank you to whoever just put that in my head. All right, people, I love you, and I'll see you later. Have a great day. Bye.